I can't believe it's gone this fast, but it's already almost June. At the end of the month, we always get revenue for all these Supercell games, and I'm always very excited to look at them and kind of compare and contrast on the different games and what happened in the past month. A lot of the time, I'm just focused on Brawl Stars because that's what I'm playing and uploading, but I will definitely look at the other revenues of the games and kind of compare them from month to month. Alright, so Brawl Stars in May made $48 million, which is up from last month. Clash Royale is at $16 million. Clash of Clans is at $21 million, which I believe is up from last month as well. Heyday is at $16 million, which means they are now tied with Clash Royale, which is actually insane. Because I'll definitely go back in the revenue history and look at what had happened from the previous months, but Heyday being tied with Clash Royale just seems impossible at this point. Boom Beach made $1 million, and then Moco's at 120,000, which I think that might honestly be up quite a bit if I'm not mistaken. I'll definitely take a look at it though. Yeah, so this was the revenue from April, as you can see. So Brawl Stars was up 6 million from April to May, which is very good to see. Clash Royale unfortunately is down 2 million from 18 million to 16 million. Clash of Clans is up 2 million from 19 million to 21 million, which is definitely good to see as well. Heyday stayed the same at 16 million, but since Clash Royale dropped 2 million, they are now equal, which doesn't even seem real at this point. Because obviously the mid to late 2025 Clash Royale domination was just absolutely insane. It dominated every single game of Supercell's. Not that domination for Supercell games really matters because it's all going to the same revenue source, but they definitely want to see one game definitely perform better than the others, obviously. Boom Beach stayed exactly the same at $1 million. Obviously, it's probably not $1 million on the dot, but they just round up or down to the nearest million, or 100,000 it could be too. And then, I don't know if this is a typo or not. I don't know what happened in Moco, but they went from $12,000 to $120,000 in a month. So I don't know if people are rallying behind this game or what, but that is actually insane. A 10x in value is actually insane. Obviously, it's not as crazy for other games to do 10x in value, but 10x in value is 10x in value at the end of the day. So that's absolutely insane and good for Moco. I do think they might be shutting down soon, so unfortunately for them. But just overall, as a Supercell company, they're up $6 million across the board over April, which is good to see for them as well. So obviously the big theme for Brawl Stars this month was the Star Nova event. I don't know how many times a year they have events like this. I think it's usually only one or two, where you can buy boxes and then you get either power-ups or Brawler upgrades. But May was the month of that for Brawl Stars, so that's probably why we're seeing the 6 million increase, but also the game is still getting more popular, which I love to see. Because I say this every single time I make videos like this, but the downfall of Clash Royale is sad to see because their peak was so high and the game was definitely fun. But from my personal experience, Clash Royale was fun, but I was always scared to play the game for whatever reason. But Brawl Stars, I don't really feel that. Whenever I'm playing Bow Prestige 2, I definitely am scared, but not Clash Royale scared. So I don't know what they put in that game, but it always freaked me out whenever I was loading it into a game. I didn't even really process this, but the 6 million across the board that the game kind of is just from Brawl Stars. Because obviously Brawl Stars went up 6 million, and then Clash Royale went down 2 million, and Clash of Clans went up 2 million. So they kind of just essentially swapped $2 million there. But the Brawl Stars event this month was definitely fun, and I really wish they would do more of these. Obviously, they don't want to just oversaturate it and do another one every single month. But if they did events like that every month, it would definitely lead to burnout and people just calling them money hungry and everything. So I can see why they only do it once or twice a year. But Clash Royale continues to fall, unfortunately. I don't know where the bottom point is going to be because they keep releasing heroes and everything, but they keep putting in new content, so in theory they should be increasing in value. But I think just the PR that the game has right now is just not good at all, and that's why they're still losing money even though they're putting out new content for people to buy. Because obviously everyone knows about the Supercell game cycle where one game does super good and then they kind of do some updates that are a little questionable and then people just migrate to the other game. And it seems like we're kind of full in that cycle right now with Brawl Stars being towards the top and then Clash Royale just going towards the bottom. But I think that cycle usually is every 2 years, that game will repeat being at the top. So Brawl Stars is just getting to the top for 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's probably 3 or 4 months, honestly. So it'll probably be a bit longer till Clash Royale is back at the top, but I don't have any doubts that it'll eventually be back at the top. Because although their PR is so bad right now for that game, I think they could definitely, if they listen to the community when it comes to, updates, I feel like that would fix 95% of their problems. And I would go as far to say that that would be the case for almost every single game. So if they could do that, I feel like Clash Royale could definitely have a big comeback. Maybe not back to their... Hold on, let me get the numbers real quick. So this was their 2025 numbers. So obviously 74 million is just absolutely insane. I don't know if they're going to ever get back to that, just realistically. Because making that as a mobile game is just absolutely insane. Especially being an 8-year-old mobile game at that point is just crazy. Obviously, a bunch of it is contributed to Jinxie and I don't know if they officially like corrected their mistake when they did that, but I think they maybe sent out a tweet or something, but that was after all the backlash, so it doesn't really like fix it because once you get on the bad side of the public, it is very, very hard to get on their good side, especially for a beloved streamer like Jinxie because his community is so strong, and once people disrespect him, you're gonna get hate, and then that will be most of the time the first like impression that the people have of you. And you know the saying that first impressions are so important. And for a lot of people, whoever's name was on that tweet that they sent out, like congratulating like the team for like the success of Clash Royale, people just went at that guy. And I think even Jinxie said at the time, like he doesn't know if that guy even like really was like tapped into like social media and like Clash Royale, like media, like social media as like in general, I guess. So he potentially didn't really know if like the game's updates were just that big of a success or if it was like external factors. But I do believe after the backlash that they had, they did send out a tweet like talking about creators. I think they only talked about like Jinxie really, which does make sense because he was definitely big, but even like in his response video of the second tweet that they sent out, Jinx even was talking about other creators. I think off the top of my head, it was just really people he collabed with. So like Ken, Juicy, Riley, Muhammad Light, all the other like big streamers. He had talked about them for sure. I don't know if Clash Royale tweeted about that, but that was definitely a mistake that they did not want to make. And unfortunately they did make it, and they're paying the price for it right now. And while we're on the screen, I want to talk about the Brawl Stars comeback, because you could see 35 million to begin the year, 39 million was their peak, and then they dipped at 19 million in October, which is crazy. And then fast forward 6 months, they went from 21 million to 48 million, so the comeback is definitely possible. I think eventually people will forgive Clash Royale as much as like people don't want to. It'll definitely come back to, my guess, at least like 30, 35 million by the end of the year, maybe. Would definitely be something that's possible. Realistically, I think if Jinxie starts playing Clash Royale on stream again, it'll probably jump up to 25 million just by that factor alone. Because I know he said like a few months ago, even though he stopped playing it on stream, he still was playing it like off stream, but I don't know if he does that anymore. I haven't really like heard him say that in the past few months. But Clash Royale is still going strong, 21 million. I remember playing this game when I was like 9 years old. Maybe I was 10. It was like on like a iPod Touch, like 4 or 5. I think it was like in elementary school for me. So that was like at least a decade ago, which is crazy. And to see them still making 21 million is absolutely insane. I need to get back on my Clash Royale base because I'll go in, it's like a Minecraft phase for me. I'll do like a week or two of Clash Royale just like straight grinding, and then I'll just haven't touched my base in like 6 months at this point. But I do know like in the past few years they did make a bunch of good changes when it came to like building time and like building costs, because that was the biggest complaints for sure. Because I remember like to max out your like expo, it used to, or maybe like Inferno Tower, I don't remember. It used to take like 2 weeks. Like people don't want to wait 2 weeks of like actual time to get like one upgrade. It didn't really make that much sense. Obviously that's part of the game and the progression, but decreasing the upgrade time and the upgrade cost was definitely a good way to get on the good side of the community, in my opinion. Heyday's still at 16 million. I know like 2 months ago I said I was going to download this game, but I haven't, unfortunately. I'm gonna do that right now to hold myself accountable. I'm gonna download Heyday right now. Alright, I just downloaded Heyday. I'm not gonna log in yet. I think I'm gonna try and do like maybe like a first playthrough and see if people want to watch it. I honestly have no idea like what the playability of this game is like on video. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it might be kind of similar to Clash of Clans, but let me know down below if you want to see me upload a Heyday video. And then Boom Beach is at 1 million. I played Boom Beach like probably a decade ago at this point as well, and I don't really remember much for it, but they're still at $1 million, so $1 million is $1 million. Like I said earlier, I don't know if this is a typo, but jumping from 12,000 to 120,000 in 1 month is just absolutely insane, even though 120,000 in metrics compared to like other games are like nothing, but it's still good to see the game is growing. But looking forward to the new events, obviously we are done with April and May, so those were the past events. We have the Brawl Striker season coming out in June, obviously for the World Cup themed, which is going to start in June as well. You got Super Brawl Ball, which is the Brawl Ball with the goalie, which is going to be super fun. Definitely something new and interesting, which I'm always good to see in a game. And you can stun the goalie, which is good to see, because if he was just alive the whole time, it would just be impossible to score on him. One thing I am interested in is if you like stand next to him, if he's going to attack or not. I don't know if I remember seeing that in the game or not, but it would definitely be funny to see if he does attack. June 19th, it says, is the Bolt release event, so obviously we'll get the boxes, we'll get everything. If I'm not mistaken, he's like an epic brawler, so that would be the first epic brawler I've released in a while. Correct me if I'm wrong, he's either epic or mythic, I don't remember for sure. June 27th is the next Brawl Talk. Obviously getting a Brawl Talk is very fun because you can get a look at what's coming up in Brawl Stars, and they always do a good job with like the visual effects and everything, so it's definitely fun to watch all those. June 30th will be update 6.8 release, so that will be definitely fun to see. I think we usually get update like related talk in the Brawl Talk, obviously, so we'll have to wait till then to see what is upcoming for them. And then question mark, which is they don't know when the date is the next community event. So community events are always fun, and they usually give good rewards and always something to look forward to. So overall, seeing the Brawl Stars growth is definitely good to see, obviously. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to go down in revenue next month just because they had like their one event of the year where they have these like specific drops for that event to where you can upgrade the brawlers. Because I know for myself, this was probably the most money I've spent in a month because I spent $100 on that event just for fun and for content, I guess. But if the game continues to grow and they keep putting out good updates, I could see them easily crossing 50 million in June, and that would be definitely a good milestone for them. But like I always said, if they just keep putting out good updates, listen to the community, the game is going to be alive and well for a while. Alright guys, we're at the GeoGuessr segment of the video. I do one United States guess. If I get to the right state, you have to like and subscribe. If you get it wrong, you can leave a hate comment. I am on a pretty big heater right now. I think I've got like 7 of my last 8 or something crazy like that. So to start the series, I was like 4 of 40. It was bad, but we've definitely stepped up our game a little bit. Have we gotten like, don't know that city, but this has got to be Midwest somewhere. This is just way too flat to be not Midwest. But I have gotten lucky with a lot of like city signs and everything like that. Just saying like a big city name, which I can't miss. So I'm not saying I'm getting better at this game, but I'm getting better at identifying where I should be looking. I should say that. But this one, on the other hand, is going to be a shot in the dark more than likely, because we're not going to see a big city sign probably unless we find civilization soon. All right. I'm thinking like Iowa, Dakotas, or like Kansas. We'll go North Dakota. South Dakota, are you kidding me? Yep, it was South Dakota, okay. I mean, I was close, so please don't be too mean, but you can leave a hate comment.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible!